Hey everyone. Hey, I just wanted to reach out and I just got back from the store actually. And I wanted to chat real quick about what I got back from the store with, which was ice melt. Sounds exciting, right? It's not, but it's a necessity if you live in a cold weather state, like we do. Iowa, if you live in the Midwest, if you live in the Northeast, if you live, anywhere where you've got a winter and you get snow or ice or whatever. So I just got back from the store. We are scheduled to have another storm coming through, starting tomorrow. And we've got a pretty big driveway. So, I have to stay stocked up on ice melt to make sure that our driveway stays clear. Aside from the fact that we've got snow shovels and a snow blower, etc. The thing that I found that works really, really well for our driveway, which is we've got a really large driveway, a really long driveway, and it's pretty steep, is making sure that I get ahead of it. So before the storm, I make sure and put ice melt on the driveway. The reason for this is that it's dry right now, but when it starts snowing, raining, sleeting, whatever, it doesn't allow that to stick to the driveway. It doesn't allow it to stick to the concrete. Because basically what ice melt does is it decreases the freezing temperature of the water so that it doesn't freeze. It stays wet. So what that does is whenever you get ready to shovel or you get ready to snow blow, it makes it exponentially easier to get it off of your driveway, and your driveway dries out way faster once you've got it off, versus not treating it ahead of time. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I want to talk to you really quickly about the ice melt that you use. Yes, it's important. Especially if you have new construction where you've got new concrete of new driveway, especially less than 12 to 18 months or so. Or maybe you've got existing house, you just poured a new driveway, you've got new concrete. Especially where you've got new concrete, but really in general, here's the deal, guys. Please don't use sodium chloride, which is just rock salt. Here's the deal, guys. Sodium chloride, yes, it's cheaper than anything else in terms of ice melt. So it makes sense, right? Like, it's simple, it's easy. Have you ever driven, or have you ever gone to someone's house, or maybe in your own house, you wonder, like, man, why do I have all these like pock marks or like divots in my driveway? That is because you're using salt. Most likely that's because you're using salt or sodium chloride as ice melt on your concrete. So there's a couple of options, different options to use for ice melt versus rock salt or sodium chloride. One of them is magnesium chloride. Yes, I'm outside. It's cold. My fingers are freezing right now. One of them is magnesium chloride. The other is calcium chloride. So, both of these are really, they do a good job of melting ice. What we use is calcium chloride. The reason I use calcium chloride is a couple reasons. One, it's the least, in terms of what's easily available from a retail standpoint, at your hardware store or your grocery store or whatever. Calcium chloride is the least damaging to your concrete, and so that's why we use it. Is it more expensive? Yes, it's more expensive. Is it less expensive than having to replace your concrete? Yes, significantly less expensive than long term having damaged concrete because your salt ate through it essentially. So that's not exactly how it works, but more or less, just to give you an idea of what happens. So yeah, that's it. So we use really whatever's available, but right now we just picked up this calcium chloride. Life Step is what it's called, or excuse me, Safe Step rather. And the cool thing about this is basically what happens when you put it on your concrete is when snow falls on it, sleet, rain, whatever, it reduces the melting temperature of the water to negative 25 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 32 degrees Celsius. So what that means is that it doesn't, water freezes at 32 degrees. And so, if you've got a steep driveway, or a long steep driveway like we do, most of the winter we're in the freezing temperature and, we're facing south, so we get a lot of sun, but, we would have a slip and slide down our driveway. So we put this calcium chloride on it. We pre-treat before a storm. And then again, obviously, afterwards just to make sure that everything's melted, but it keeps it from sticking to the concrete. It reduces the temperature, the freezing temperature of the water. So it just melts off. So that's what ice melt does. That's what we use. I recommend not to use sodium chloride. Make sure that if you're looking for something that's an ice melt, if you're looking to try to stay away from sodium chloride, that you look at the ingredients on the bag. It'll have it. It'll tell you what's in the bag. If it's got sodium chloride, try to stay away from it. You know what? If you don't care, if you got old concrete and you just want something cheap that will get the job done, go with the rock salt, go with the sodium chloride. But understand that's kind of what happens. So, you make your choice there. So that's it. So have a good night. I'm about to, it's about 9:00 at night. I'm about to do a real quick coating of this calcium chloride on our driveway before we start getting snow in the morning. So I don't have to get up super early for that. And makes it a little bit easier so I can take it easy. So that's it. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. Bye.